Craig still here with ROKSTEDi, and today I want to go over some updates we've made to our quick picatinny. It's our #1 selling product. We have great reviews on this product, but anytime we can make changes and make the product better without changing the overall fundamentals behind the product, we're going to do it. One of the changes that we've made is we put a notch in the base to make it easier to install the pin. The second thing that we've done is we made the hole for the pin go all the way through. On previous editions of this, there was only a hole on one side. That allows you to get that pin in and out easier and to adjust it. And then the last thing, we didn't install blue Loctite on the 2 set screws. We advised you guys to do that, showed that in the instructional videos. We're going to start putting blue Loctite in these set screws on these threads, so that way you guys don't have to do it and it's already there. And then what in turn that does, it doesn't allow the set screws to back out of the threads. I'm going to do a quick install again on the quick picatinny, kind of tell you guys what it's for. Obviously it was designed for single swivel stud or sling studded rifles that have the sling stud or swivel stud on the bottom of the forend. You can install this on a rifle stock that has 2 sling studs. I would advise to go with our 4-inch rail. Anytime you can get a solid fixed rail on your rifle, I'm going to tell you to do that. The quick picatinny will work on 99% of rifle stocks that look just like this one. But that is what the quick picatinny is designed for. What comes with the quick picatinny? So you have your rail piece, which also has a hole for your sling on the bottom. Then you have your base, which your base and your rail go together. You have your rubber gasket, and what the rubber gasket is for, it helps bite onto the different materials of rifle stock, as well as it gives it an extra layer of protection because you are going to tighten this down, and so now you have less chances of it leaving any marks on your rifle stock. Also comes with 2 washers, a thick aluminum and a thinner brass washer. What those are for is to raise up the height of your sling stud. Some sling studs have a plastic washer already on them, raises them up. Maybe too high when you go to install the quick picatinny. You might want to use the brass one. It just depends. Some rifle stocks, they're recessed, the threading's recessed, so then when you tighten this down, you'll see that the sling stud is almost, the outer profile is almost buried into the rifle stock, so you might have to raise it up. We just give you a couple different options there to help line up the holes so the quick picatinny will install on your rifle stock. As well as we also give you 2 pins, different pins. We give you a thicker or larger diameter pin and a thinner, smaller diameter pin. We suggest using the thicker, larger diameter pin if possible. Sometimes you may not get the perfect height on your sling or swivel studs. They're all over the map. So the smaller pin will allow you, just in case you don't get the hole alignment exactly perfect, you can use that smaller pin. It's still going to be secure, but if you can get the larger diameter pin in there, that's what we suggest. And the last thing it comes with is obviously an Allen key to adjust your set screw. The first thing I do is I make sure that my sling stud or swivel stud holes are nice and square. They're not misaligned. Again, a washer might take out some of that misalignment, and I want to make sure that it's nice and taut or tight. Once I have the sling stud holes, I feel comfortable with them the way they're at. It looks like the sling stud is sitting right on top of the bottom profile of the rifle stock. I take my picatinny base, made it to the base of the quick pick. Then I know which side the notch is. On this case, I got it set up to where it's on the right side. It doesn't matter if it's on the right or left-handed side, whatever you prefer. Then I'll take the rubber gasket. I'll mate it on to the base. Make sure it's nice and square. I take my index finger, put it on the rail, use my thumb and my middle finger to pinch the rubber gasket. Then I simply put the hole, line the hole up, and slide it over top the sling stud. And now I can look down and I see that I can see all the way through, and I got almost a perfect hole there. So my hole alignment is nice and even. Okay, so if I don't have perfect alignment like I do with this one, I'll go ahead and stick my Allen key in there and just try to make sure, see if I can clear it out and get it aligned. Sometimes it might catch. And here, obviously, Allen key goes all the way through because I have good alignment. If I didn't have that, that's the situation where I might need to pull this off and then use different sets of washer arrangements to get that sling or swivel stud hole the appropriate height. Now I'll take the large diameter pin, and on both these pins there's a beveled side. It's kind of hardly noticeable, but there is a beveled side. I like to install that in going into the base and sling stud first. You can install it the other way, but I like to do it that way. It slides in easier. And then I find my notch and I take and start and push the pin in. In this case, it slides in pretty nice and it is not interfering with my rail. Then I true the whole quick pick up with my rifle stock and barrel. Then I'll go ahead and start and tighten the top set screw just ever so slightly. That was just about a turn and a half, full revolution and a half. Now it's tight on there, so it's not going to fall off. I'm a little crooked. Sorry, the lighting is poor in here for my eyes. And just want to again make sure that that's square, looks square. Go ahead and tighten the top side, and you want to alternate. You don't want to tighten this top one all the way down to where it's super tight and not tighten the bottom. Okay, so now I got it on there. It's fairly tight. It's really not going to go anywhere at that point. And one thing that the quick picatinny allows you to do, as you can see by this rifle stock, the bottom of the forend, the profile of it angles towards to where almost the angle is going to cross the end of the muzzle. What that will create is, if you install a bipod or accessories on there, is now if you have longer legs like on our P242 or 34, your legs might cross or come back towards the barrel. What our quick picatinny will allow you to do is take up some of that angle to make a more parallel surface here, mounting surface to your barrel. And I backed off the bottom set screw a half a turn, and now I'm tightening the top one. As I can see, I got a little better profile here. I'm more parallel to my barrel. I still got plenty enough threads here, and it's nice and tight. Now my quick pick is installed. I can take a sling. It's a little cheapo sling that I just grabbed because I couldn't find my other one. Now I got my sling installed. I have seen people take and flip this 180, the quick pick, the rail, and run their sling stud hole at the top. I like it at the bottom. You don't have to install it at the bottom. I like it at the bottom because it doesn't interfere with my bipod when I go to take it on and off. Put my bipod on here. And now your quick pick's on, your bipod's on, and you can see Now with the sling stud hole on the bottom, I can take my bipod off anytime I want to, and it doesn't interfere. I have enough area there. I ran it all the way forward, so I'm flush. I could run it there. I could run it back a little bit further if I wanted to do it that way. I might have some sling interference here. With the ROKSTEDi line of bipods, this is a HK pre-production S-prone. I can flip this around to where the kip lever is in the front. There, I flipped it around to where now the kip lever is in the front. So I definitely don't have any interference. You can run both our lines, the OG line and the HK line, that way. I don't prefer to run our bipods this way. I don't like the tension over the kip lever in the front. I like it in the rear, but you can do that. I'll go ahead and show you the OG, or our original gangster line of bipods, I guess is what OG stands for. This is a P242 original line, or OG line. As you can see there, the long legs here, because this quick pick allows you to take out some of that angle of your forend of your rifle stock. Now my legs aren't crossing the barrel or muzzle, or touching the muzzle or barrel. So the quick pick on here, installed on here, because this rifle stock is fairly cheaply made, I get more play out of the rifle stock because it's so tight on here than I actually do within the quick pick itself. So that's something to note. The quick picatinny, with all the updates that we've done, it's a great solution for those single swivel stud or sling studded rifles where you don't want to drill into the rifle stock, you don't want to take it off, and you want a quick picatinny attachment for your accessories or bipods. And that's it, guys.